Okay, I'm just gonna freeze the Facebook one. There we go. We are live on Facebook. Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone to the ER Shred Come Alive call. My name is Sean Escobar. I am your host. I'm very grateful to be with you all. We will hear from our nutrition coach a little later on to close us out. We have some important, fantastic, exciting shares tonight, and I want to get straight to those. But before I do, I told some of the participants here I had a funny story to tell. Let me just click off on that and record for our podcast. And you guys, we have our own YouTube channel. We also have a podcast, so you can, really access this content, this information in a lot of different ways. And we encourage you to do so. Also, if you want to go share this from your walls, that's really one of the ways that we can reach a lot more people, is if you go share from my wall and share beyond yourself, so that we can reach more people with these stories and with this exciting nutritional dietary protocol / wonderful and enriching community. So the funny story that I have, I wonder if I even want to disturb. Hi. So check this out. Try to not like ooh and ah and everything else over this. Okay. Look. What's that? Say hi. Okay. So this is the Escobar family's new puppy. But we yeah, and I told you were going to trip.
So cute. I'm like trying not to be off mute, but
I knew you were going to trip. Everybody, that's our new puppy, and the family had to run a quick errand, so I was going to put the puppy in the laundry room. This is the puppy's first day away from its mom, and she did not want to be alone. And so the puppy seems to be just fine if she's sitting right here behind me, curled up against my back, which, is great. If she makes a peep, please excuse that. I'm sure in the near future here, someone's going to be grabbing her out of here. She won't be with us for very long, I'm sure. So our first share tonight, we'll go ahead and get to that. And I just want to write down a couple notes because I was rushed. I was actually coaching soccer, the life of an entrepreneur. I was actually coaching soccer right before I got home for this call, and I was in a mad rush, as it is sometimes. And our first share, we're just going to go ahead and start with Robin, if that's okay. Robin Belfry, are you right there?
yes. Thank you.
Well,
Hi.
thank you. Thank you for joining us. And I was on your call like a week ago.
Yes, that was so amazing. I loved what you and Crystal shared. It was so valuable, so inspiring, helped so many people.
Thank you so much. Yeah, and we enjoyed it. We enjoyed the vibe and the culture of your tribe, and we wanted to have you on here as well to share, your experiences and what you've realized, and kind of, just kind of. I remember when we first met, you came up to me at New Year kickoff, and you were like, "Hey, what's up? I totally did the shred thing," and I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's so cool!" So I wanted to let everybody know kind of how long have you been with. Well, first we got to ask the questions. Where are you calling from?
I am in Minnesota, born and raised in the Midwest in Minnesota. I'm in Minnesota now.
Okay, very cool. And well, you could share either or. Where did you first learn about ER Shred?
Tammy Hess.
I love Tammy. Yes, of course.
I know.
Of
I
course.
love my Tammy. They're probably watching, and Patty. But yes, Tammy mentioned it to me. And so, yeah.
And Patty Anderson, who was on last week, or 2 weeks ago, she is in your organization, right?
Patty's not in my organization. She's in Tammy's, but
there you go. Okay, well, there's the connection though.
But I'm in Tammy's. Yes. Isn't that amazing
Gotcha.
how that works? Yeah.
I love how that works. All the what do they call it? Reciprocity. It's a hard one. Yeah. So anyway, and then tell us this, what is your passion in life?
Well, it keeps, evolves. But now, so I've been partnered, here for almost 8 years with Isagenix, and
Right.
I just have developed a growth mindset over the years. Really a passion to help mainly, not mainly, everybody, all humans, but women especially develop a growth mindset. I think a lot of times we live through the identity of men. Sorry, but we do. Like
Right.
I did it. So I did it for years. I'm just saying I didn't choose to grow my own mind. So now, because of Isagenix and taking care of my own health independence, but financial well-being, I have a huge passion to do that. And money is not everything, but if you don't have your health, you're not wealthy. And the more money, good people with good money, or how does that go? Good people with money can do more good.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. We need to get rid of the fear of money, the hate of money, the notion that money is evil. I couldn't agree more, because money is what can afford us to do more good and to enjoy more of good things. It's not everything, but in this world, you're right, it is a lot. And what was your ER shred experience like? How did that come to be? Tammy told you about it. Did you do it right away, or did it take you a while to give it a try?
Yeah. It took like when did she tell me? We went to the mastermind in Arizona, and then she told me about it then.
Yeah.
And so that was like October. And then I did it right before New Year's kickoff. And so, I mean, I've been using the products, everything. I am
Right.
Isagenix, okay? Like, turn back the clock. No. But for real, I'll be 44 and I feel like I'm 25 because of everything. And cellularly, I literally use it all. But when I did it, I was like, really? It's like total, like eliminate a little bit more. I don't know if that's like, oh, I can do all that all the time. But I swear to you, I felt so crystal clear, sharp, and focused.
Yeah.
And it was not even hard. Like, it was not. Like, I felt satiated. I was, because you can just eat the meat, you can eat the eggs, you can just like, and then I had like 2 hydrates a day. I don't know. I might
Totally.
off,
Totally. Yeah. Yeah, totally. So was it kind of, when you talk about that clarity, that was unique and new to you and me as well. I just noticed, like, all of a sudden I had creativity. My mind was sharp. It was active. And I was like, whoa, like something's going on. I feel really, really good. Is that kind of?
Totally. And I was sleeping like amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. I love to hear that.
Like,
go ahead.
It's crazy because how could it even be even better? Like, our products, all the things, all the years I've been using them. And I know if you're ever in a funk, I'm like, okay, Robin, you need to do a cleanse. Like, you know what I mean? Like, do a cleanse. But here it was just a little bit extra, that those couple tweakages, really, it's the best. So actually I'm on day 3 of another 11-day right now. So,
Killer.
And
that is so killer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm cleansing today. And I was
you're right there in alignment with, there's a lot of people doing that right now. Because we do this seasonally, right?
Uh-huh.
And so coming up this coming Monday, we'll have one of our seasonal shreds, which is quarterly. We do big ones. And so the spring shred is actually starting, I believe, next Monday. Wait, let me think. Yeah, it's just right after Easter. So you're right in alignment with that, and it makes it more fun. To go into the group and to see all the posting and all the energy and all the excitement and all the camaraderie, it sends the result even further.
Honestly, your community in the ER Shed group is just amazing. I love it. Everyone, and it's
So tell me this: how did you get over the meat hang up? Was there any hang up for you, or from being from Minnesota, where you're like, oh, sweet, I love meat?
Well, it's so weird. My sister is more the red meat eater, and like, I can eat meat. No, I eat meat, but not like red meat a lot. But now I'm loving it. Oh my gosh, it's so good. The hamburger, I don't know, I love it. And the butter, you guys, what? It's so good. I love food too.
That is so cool.
That is so cool. To restaurants, because I go to restaurants, I have meetings. Like, I was in California for 30 days, like 32 days. Like, you can order, like, there's so many different, I mean, salmon, I mean, whatever you guys want to say. I don't know the different limitations there.
All of it. No, we do it all. So we eat all that. I want to ask you the last thing I want to try to glean from you, because you are here, you are a professional networker, and I want you to maybe just speak to our tribe relative to sharing, this protocol and other Isagenix products beyond ourselves, and kind of what has that done for you? Where do you come from? Because I don't think we don't talk about that a lot, Robin, because we are so focused on the result and we want to make sure people know our intent. But we also, from time to time, we really need to hit home that, it is an incredible opportunity to go beyond yourself. So can you speak to that a little bit?
Well, how selfish if you're having results to not share with all these other people that need better health. And so I get it. Some people, they have to overcome limiting beliefs or obstacles or whatever, but you are who you surround yourself with. So borrow my belief, borrow Sean's belief, I mean, just truly, like, I just say, get out of your head and get into your heart. I know how I used to feel. Some of you don't know, I didn't say all the things, but in high school, I was like the total overweight girl. I was not into sports. I was not into working out. My brother and sister were the star athletes. Brother was all state football, sister cheerleader, like, people think I'm a good cheerleader now, but no, I was not, I wasn't super into my health and fitness. And I grew into that, but sharing the financial aspect, again, I also said earlier, like, living through the identity of other people or other people making decisions for me. And here, when this came into my life, yes, I looked at it, okay, I'm start for the products and I love it. But I also was like 37 years young, and what was I doing for myself? And I could go work in a hair salon because I did go to cosmetology school. So I didn't say all that. So love makeup, hair, beauty, whatever, but I didn't want to go work in a salon. When I started being faced with possibly having financial overhauls coming into my life, which that was a thing coming around. Everybody goes through different things in their life. I was like, felt the walls closing in. Like, am I going to have to go be at a salon on a Saturday every weekend, or 10 hours a day, this, like, capped out at what you're going to earn. And I literally felt the walls closing in. And so this opportunity, like, I swear it was God, whatever you believe, but like, came into my life, shared with me these amazing products, and I felt lit up from the inside out. Like, I felt jubilated. I posted in 6 days, like, I felt jubilated. And I knew nothing about the opportunity. Straight up, I knew nothing. I had no experience in any other company or anything, but the products work. And I felt so good. And I was getting out of a funk myself. So then I started helping other people feel better. And that was making me get out of a funk more. I was finding my purpose. And then I got a couple of dollars, you get a couple dollars and you're like, what is that? And then your friends are like, what? I want that. So what the heck? Like, seriously, it's the best gift ever. Tonight, even in a couple hours, I'm doing a call because it's later in the California Pacific time. It's a family affair, but that's what we're calling it, because it's the families, it's the children, it's the kids that are having our nutrition in their body every single day, getting the vitamins and nutrition to feel better, to think better. The parents feel so good about it, but also, husbands and wives are like, wait, you earned that extra income there? How did that happen? Like, it's just a better feeling in the whole household. Everyone's happier.
I love that. I love that. Thank you so much. And, you're very inspiring. I hope everybody will go and cheer you on as you continue on your journey. I love the notion of empowering women to find their identity. I'm really, really big on that as well, because I want that for my wife and I want that for my 2 daughters. Like, I want them to feel empowered in their own right, and as they should, as should all human beings. So you're amazing. Thank you so much for being with us and for taking the time, and good luck on your call tonight as well.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, love you guys. Yay!
Oh, we got to throw up swords for Robin. Yes, absolutely. You are official now. You're officially our shredder. We're throwing up swords for Robin because she showed up for our community. It means a great deal to us, Robin. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, you guys, next up, we have a special announcement / share, if you guys aren't aware, from Kathy Martinez. Kathy, are you there?
Oh, am I unmuted?
Hey, there you are.
Yay! I figured it out.
I like the new haircut. Very fresh.
Thanks. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
new. It's my new do.
Very vibrant. So Kathy Martinez, I will go ahead. I mean, I'm sure most of us are aware, but for those that are not aware, right out the gate, Kathy Martinez was just recently announced as an ISA Body Challenge finalist. So it's a big deal. It's
is.
actually
It's much bigger of a deal than I thought it was going to be.
It's a very, very big deal, you know, for all of us who, you know, we're in this sphere, in this arena. We know how big of a deal it is. Kathy, can you just explain well, we better go through the steps. Kathy Martinez, where are you calling from?
I am calling from Colorado.
Colorado. And who was it who originally shared ER Shred with you? Gina Martinez Timberlake.
Yeah, we dropped the Martinez now. We just go with Timberlake. But yeah.
All right, good.
Yeah.
Gina Timberlake. And what about, you dropped the Timberlake, or you dropped the Martinez?
I dropped the Martinez. Martinez is her maiden name.
Okay,
We went to high school together. So to me, she's Gina Martinez, but she puts her Martinez in her Facebook name. That's how I found her. When she came up, I was like, Gina Martinez, I think I know her. And
so cool. And what is your current passion in life?
My passion in life are my grandchildren, my family.
That's beautiful. And how long have you been doing these? Can you tell everyone what is an ISA Body Challenge? There's probably a lot of people that don't know what it is.
So when I started ER Shred, Gina told me about the ISA Body Challenge. And the reason why she told me about it is because I was one of those who said, well, it's kind of expensive. And she was like, but wait, if you use the shakes and you do the things and you do it for 16 weeks, at the end of that 16 weeks, you can get a $200 coupon for free food. And I was like, what? I like coupons. And so I did. Like from my very first day, I enrolled and I was like, I'm doing this. And so, yeah, I completed 4. And I never actually threw my hat in for the judging. I just thought, I want the coupon and I want the cool shirt. So, yeah.
Wow. So when you say threw your hat in for the judging, what do you have to do in order to throw your hat in for the judging?
So to get your cool coupon, all you have to do is take like 3 pictures and put in how much the gravitational device says you weigh. That's it. At the beginning and at
your
the
scale,
end.
your scale.
Yeah, your scale, the gravitational thing.
That's right.
I keep mine strictly for ISA Body challenges now. But
Yes.
anyways, at the end,
in order to throw your hat in, go ahead.
Yeah, so at the end you can opt in for judging, and to do so, you have to submit an essay, basically, that's a certain amount of words, and then that's all you do. You submit your essay, and then your pictures and all the things. And for me, I never even considered myself to be someone who would submit an essay. I was in it for the coupon.
Yeah, let's talk to that, because this is not a small contest. The winnings of an ISA Body finalist, even a finalist, the winnings are quite significant. The perks, the benefits, the recognition, and so I want to speak to that. Why did you not feel like you were a candidate to be a finalist? What was that mentality about?
I think for me, Sean, honestly, if you look back at my journey, when I started, I was not in a good way. And I had spent the majority of my adult life struggling with weight, actually. And I think that's the difference. When I came into ER Shred, I was looking for health, not weight loss, because I was struggling in my health. But as I progressed in my journey, I think my mind opened up more to things that would be possible for me. Because honestly, when I first started looking at the IsaBody challenge, I thought, oh, that's for people who have like really ripped muscles, like Sean and Jesse, or people
Oh,
who are really in good shape, like Crystal. You know what I mean? Like, I just didn't think that that was something that would be, I don't know. I thought it would be impossible for me. My own beliefs made me think that. But then I just thought, you know what? I've had quite the transformation. And I think that last year was a change in my mindset a lot. I did some things to help get rid of some of my limiting beliefs. And then I just decided I was going to go for it. Sarah
yeah.
O'Bannon encouraged me. And I listened to a lot of the other people in ER Shred share about their IsaBody journeys. Kathy Peters, our folks from Australia. And so I just thought, you know what, I'm going for it. And I did.
So I want to talk about, can we talk briefly about, for those that don't know, your ER Shred transformation from maybe from start to finish, or start till now? Can you share with everybody kind of where you were and how far you've come and what's changed in your life and what benefits and results
Sure.
you've realized?
Well, I mean, the stuff that we all talk about mostly is pounds and inches. And for me, I actually stopped measuring that stuff. But when I did my last IsaBody, I had to do my maintenance stuff. So I am, I think, up to around an 84-pound weight loss since July of 2021 when I started. And like when I started, I wore a jean size 20 and I wear a jean size 10 now. So, and I've lost over 12 inches from around my waist. So yeah. And I feel like I've lost a lot of things that I carried with myself for a lot of years, where I told myself, I'm not blank enough. I'm not this enough. I'm not that enough. And I've gotten rid of that, you know.
You don't
So
do that anymore.
no. Mm-mm.
And what would you attribute that to?
I think that I would attribute that, well, I'm sitting here looking at one person who I attribute it to, and he knows that he's my person, Jesse. But I think that a lot of the things that I have learned have actually been from a lot of people in the community. I think Crystal has been very helpful to me in all of the things that she does. I mean, I latch on to her stuff because it helps me to grow internally. And I think that's really been the biggest change for me, other than the physical part, is that internally I have changed what I believe is possible for myself. So
You, to me, you represent, and what you're speaking to and what you've experienced, you represent the depth of ER Shred, which I've been speaking to that since the very beginning, that it's not just about pounds and inches. It's not just about beauty. It's not about, anything. It doesn't have to be about getting shredded. That's not even what the word shred means relative to ER Shred. In fact, the word shred relative to ER Shred is more so about shredding things like limiting beliefs, which we're referring to right here. And so here you are. And for all of us who've witnessed this journey, it's just so cool to have you. I mean, you were already this legend in ER Shred, infamy, right? And you were, and you have been, and you've always shown up. And I want that to speak to everyone. I want everyone to understand that the individual I'm speaking to has been acknowledged as an IsaBody finalist, which is so significant. And like I told Sarah O'Bannon, like, we could care less if you win.
yeah.
You've already won. Like, you've already won. As far as we're concerned, you've already won. But it's just so important that people understand that the reason you are where you are is because of you. It's because of Kathy. It's because Kathy has chosen to show up. Kathy has chosen to absorb and internalize and process and work with all of the information, all of the different, as you said, the collective areas that you've gathered information from, all the different mentors and so forth.
Yeah.
But it's you, Kathy, man. Like, it's all you're doing. It wasn't done to you, and it doesn't just happen. It's
No, I-
all you're doing. And I hope that everybody will follow your lead, because this is what can happen. People can literally transform, not just physically, they can transform holistically. And that's what we're all about. Now, what went through your mind when you got that phone call from Isagenix that you'd been selected as a finalist?
Okay, so I made it my goal to be selected an IsaBody finalist in this year. But when I submitted for the first judging period, I was kind of confused about when you end and how you get notified. So I was picking people's brains and trying to figure out, when you might know. Like, do they send you an email? What happens? And so they basically, I found out from someone who was one that they basically will call you on the phone.
Mhm.
So I kept saying,
I'm so
I-
sorry. Hold on. Yes. Do you guys want Luna? Okay, come get her. Take her out to go pee.
puppy.
Okay, say goodbye. She's tired. She's gotten too much attention today. Good job. Okay, what'd you say when they call?
They told me that you would get a call. If they picked you, you'd get a call. So I kept, writing down my affirmations every morning. I was dreaming about it. And I'm like, oh, this is what I'm going to wear. This is the music I'm going to play when I go on stage. And then, it's going to be hard. So my mom and I, we were, it was 2 days after my birthday. And we had to put her longtime partner. I mean, family isn't always blood, but I considered this man my family. I knew him for over a decade. He was my mother's significant other. He had a significant stroke last year in July, and he just took a really bad turn from the worst when he was starting to recover. And so we were sitting with him in the facility while he was in hospice. And I was sitting there with my mom, and my phone rang, and I didn't recognize the phone number. And had I recognized the phone number, I probably would have ignored it at that point, because it was just a moment where we were really having a hard time. And I thought, well, maybe it's, somebody from hospice or somebody who we're working with. I better answer the phone. And I answered the phone, and I had been crying. We'd been crying, and I answered the phone, and she says, "Is this Kathy?" And I said, "Yes, it is." And she said, "This is Alicia with Isagenix Corporate." And I was like, "Oh my God." Like, my mom was like, "What's going on? Is it the phone call?" Because of course my mom knew that I had this dream to be an IsaBody finalist. So my mom is listening, and she's watching me smile. And then our hospice chaplain had come in to talk to my mom about what we needed to do next. And so I was on the phone. So I got up and went in the bathroom and finished talking to Alicia. And then I came out of the bathroom, and, we started talking with the chaplain about all the things. And then the chaplain left. And then my mom and I started right away talking about this IsaBody finalist thing. So it was this weird, like, roller coaster of emotions for the two of us. But it was also like a really moment of it was a moment where you could feel like the joy that the two of us were experiencing was also something that was present around the person who we were there, who was struggling with his exit from this world. So it was a really surreal experience. I don't think that I'll ever forget the moment, just because after the phone call, we stayed there. And then that same day, he actually passed, with my mom and I with him. So yeah, it was tough.
This is a very tender, sentimental experience that you're sharing. And I, thank you for sharing that with us and being vulnerable. This is obviously, it's one of those fate things that we talk a lot about in ER Shred. That's most definitely, a fate kind of thing, and very touching. Very touching. I can imagine the range of emotions.
Yeah.
I really can. Well, Cappy, you're going to have a huge, huge supportive crowd at Isagenix Celebration.
Yeah.
We're going to be cheering you on. What advice would you give now to people who are contemplating doing ER Shred and contemplating doing the IsaBody challenge?
I would say yes to yourself. I mean, no matter what reason you have in your head for saying no, because I had a lot of those reasons, because I had gone through so much in my life with the struggle to get healthy or lose weight or whatever you want to call it. I had a lot of no's, but I listened to someone who told me that health would be my greatest wealth and that I deserved that and that I was worthy of that. And so I said yes to myself. And then I continued to show up and say yes for myself in little steps along the way. And if I can do it, anyone can do it. That's what I would say.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We love you. We love you dearly. I just
I
want to give a
also love
shout
you.
out. Thank you. I put your box in the mail today, so you should have that in
Thank
the
you.
very near future.
I need that bracelet.
Yeah, it's on its way.
Thank you.
I just wanted to say I'm feeling a little emotional at the moment because I know I've worked closely with Jesse Jamnick for a long time now. We've always been very close for probably, I don't know, 6 or 7 years. We've been very close. We've become very close in the last couple of years. And I know how much it means to him to play that role for Kathy. And I'll allow him to speak to that a little later on. Jesse, do you want to speak to that real quick? Are you still right there?
Come on. I just want to tell you I'm so proud of you. And I just hope that people sense hope from you, because everywhere I turn today, there's so much lack of hope. There's so much lack of hope. I see it in people's faces. I see them struggling in the grocery store. I see them struggling in every day. And, you know, if I'm being real honest, I see you when you and I first met. And I just know that, you know, a simple decision of just saying yes and not knowing even what the hell is going to happen. Like, look what it can do for someone's life. And I'm just so proud of you. You know, she plays it off, but man, she has worked so freaking hard. We have spent hours with her crying and me just staring at her. Because I just knew, like, I believe every single person knows what's best for themselves inside their own body. Like, you are your own best coach. You are your own best doctor. You really are your own best cheerleader. You just need a little bit of belief to sense it. And then if you're somebody like Kathy, you take that and you just keep building and building and building. And she just kept, I mean, it's like the picture perfect poster of how to radically shift and transform your life, Sean. I mean, it's, you know what I mean? And it's not easy. And it's, you know, if somebody just sees her now, they're like, oh, you know, and I'm like, oh, okay, here we go. Like, no, it's not like that. Behind every glory, there's a story. You know what I mean? Like, and you have to dig into that. And she was just never been one to say, okay, I'm not going to face this next challenge. I'm not going to face this next challenge. Like, every single thing that came up, just in and in and in, no matter how hard it was. Journaling, writing things down. And I'll just leave with this so we can finish. Success leaves clues. And by God, Kathy, I hope people pick up on your little rabbit trail, because all I see is just more amazing, fantastic, bright things in your future. And just thank you, because you have no idea how much you've changed my life by inspiring me and showing me and reminding me, you know, that anything is truly possible if we just keep high-fiving ourselves in the mirror every day and saying, I got you, I love you, let's go.
Beautiful. Thank you, Jesse. All right. Jesse's going to close our call out. I knew that it was appropriate timing for him to say that, because that individual that she's speaking of is him, obviously. And that's the beauty of this community, is that we can all find those we resonate with, and we can all, it's the coolest thing. Like culture community is like my most favorite thing, because it goes around in circles and then it expands and more people are touched. Bev Fernandez, are you out there?
Yes, I am, Sean.
Oh, I love your beautiful accent. You must be from down under.
Yes, I am, but originally from South Africa, so I still have a bit of a South African accent as well.
It's beautiful. Yeah, it's unique. Okay, so Bev Fernandez is joining us from the future. She's she's in Australia a day ahead of us. Bev, thank you for taking the time. It means a great deal to us. What part of Australia are you calling in from?
So I live on the Sunshine Coast, which is in Queensland. And I've just moved interstate. So I used to live in Western Australia, and we've now in Queensland.
Oh, wonderful. And who was it who shared ER Shred with you?
So Karen, I shared Isagenix with Karen, and she introduced me to the ER Shred, and she said, have you heard of incubating shakes? And I said, you don't incubate shakes. And she said, oh, you've got to look at this. So I said, okay, add me to the group. And then when I saw you were running it was your group, I'd met your mum and dad in Brisbane years ago, and I was like, yeah, I got to look at this. So that's how it all started.
Oh my gosh. I remember when my mom and dad went to Australia, and they were commissioned by Isagenix. They said, please, we want to get things going in Australia. My parents went on like this insane 2-week trip to Australia and did meetings all day, every day for like 2 straight weeks. They didn't even do anything like personal. And they were just dead set on helping that market. My dad is actually originally from Adelaide, Australia.
And they were amazing, sure.
Oh, I gotta let them. I'll let them know that you came on the call. I'm sure that they'll watch the replay and they'll be grateful to hear it.
Yeah.
And what is your passion, Bev?
So I'm passionate about helping others elevate their overall well-being, be it physically, mentally. I'm very passionate about helping those people. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. And can you share with us what, ER Shred, Karen shares it with you, and what unfolds from there?
Well, I had a look at it, and I'd been struggling. So I'm going through the change of life. I'm 64, and I always used to say at night it's sheets on, sheets off, sheets on, sheets off, with my body heating up. And I try and do everything naturally. And I tried so many things over a period of like 8 years, and nothing really worked. So I thought, I'm just going to give this a try. And it was amazing, Sean. Day 4, everything changed for me. It was like, what happened?
And how long ago was that?
That's a year ago.
That was a year ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And I still, if you say to me, what has it done for me? I've really become more creative. So my hubby is very slim, and I try to get him to do the shred, and he didn't want to. And I was looking at, I said to him, it's so much more. It's not just weight loss. And when he finally said yes, I mean, he'd been using the Isagenix products, I thought he loves his cup of tea and biscuits in the morning. So I thought, I became very creative and made all these recipes with biscuits and cakes and everything with a shake. So it's totally changed our lives. It's just amazing.
Very cool. And this is really great. And I almost feel bad that we haven't connected before, because what a story. That is fantastic. When you say that it changed your life, what does that look like in terms of how that plays out in your life?
Well, I'm more creative in the kitchen. Before, I used to use a recipe book and follow a recipe. Now I just put things together. Some work, some don't, but that's great.
Yeah.
It's made life easier because I love doing slow cooked meals we crossed the Nullarbor. So we drove by car from Perth to Queensland, which took us 11 days. And it was so easy. I had my daughter and her partner with us. They also shredding. And it was so easy. We would just at night just have a steak, have butter, coffee, eggs, and the bone broth with tuna fish in. It was so easy. So for me, I don't spend hours in the kitchen preparing meals, and yet I feel so much better.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Simplicity, right?
Total simplicity. Yeah.
Yeah, simplicity, the ultimate form of genius. Simple. I
Yeah.
love that. Crystal, my wife, points out that a lot about, how much more time efficient and just power packed. Jesse talks a lot about how power packed the nutrition is. If you're going to eat something, why not eat the most nutrient dense, most efficient, effective fuel available? And I think that's what you're speaking to is just that power pack to where simple, yes, but in terms of result, in terms of quality and, payoff, it's massive. Have you shared it? Oh, please go ahead.
It's really elevated my health to another level. So to me, my health is even better than it was before.
Love to hear that. I love to hear. Have you taken that experience? It sounds as though you've shared that beyond yourself.
Oh, yes. So I have a team of people, and I've added quite a number of people to the shred groups. I have a little shred group. I have a group at the moment. Tomorrow will be their last day of their 11 days. So yeah, with really, really good results for them as well. So I'm excited about that I have something that I can share with others and they can change their health as well.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming on. It means a great deal to us that you take the time. I know it's, the time zone changes a little bit, tricky, but we love our Aussie and New Zealand, really all over the world. We love these international connections so much. Any chance we'll get to meet you at some future date? Do you ever make it over to the States for events or anything like that?
We always used to go to the States, but at the moment we haven't been going. I'm sure we will do. And thank you, Sean, for everything you do for the community. It's so amazing. You're all so good. The information that gets shared, very grateful.
Oh, grateful for you. Thank you, Bev. Oh man, that's heartwarming. I love the variety in terms of, just all the different diversity that we find in our community. And Bev, speaking to that change, if you will, that happens to women later in life, and it can be what we've come to find out. I didn't understand it. I probably still don't understand it entirely. I've learned a lot more about it since, being involved with this, but it can be completely catastrophic. And I want to make that clear to the men out there that don't understand, or the younger women either, that don't understand how catastrophic that change can be on overall health and well-being, mentally, emotionally, physically. And to hear her share this, that it completely changed her life, guys, we got to go out and share this beyond ourselves, because we're helping people, and that really does matter, as Robin had said towards the beginning of the call. Thank you so much. Wow. Our last share tonight, please, if I've missed anyone, please unmute yourself and raise your hand, because I think our last share for the night, if she's on, is Julie Molina. Julie, are you out there? Do you know how to unmute yourself if you are? Let me see here. I don't see her in the participants. I don't know if she was able to make it on. Julie Molina, are you out there? If so, look for the little button that says unmute. If
I
not,
don't see her on, Sean.
I don't see her either. And I actually touched base with her today. Maybe something came up, but we will go ahead and call it a night. I'm going to turn it over to you, Jesse, just to close us out with the feelings you had about this call and the shares. And grateful for everyone coming tonight. It was an incredible call, and thank you so much. You there, Jesse?
Yeah, man. I'm always so mixed in feelings. You know what I mean? When you always say this, I'm like, I'm in my mind and I have like 1,000 different thoughts that I want to share. And I'm like, shit, I got 5 minutes. So bear with me. For everybody that shared, thank you so much. Like, seriously, thank you so much, because it's your courage. It's not easy to get on and share, and I want to acknowledge that. I remember being so scared the first time. I still get nervous when I click the go live button and I click the camera button. I'm like, oh man, if I just say something stupid, right? But that's not what it's about. And it's like, if we just get out of our own way. I mean, again, the story with Kathy, I see Jennifer and James Birch on here. And if you guys don't know, James just took 3rd and 4th place in a freaking bodybuilding competition at the ripe young age of 72 years old. James, there you are. Look at him. He's pounding calories as we speak to gain more muscle. I mean, it's just freaking crazy, right? From a health perspective, look, I've been doing this for over 2 decades. I've literally seen it, tried it, experimented on myself as a guinea pig, being a nutritionist, a trainer, an athlete, a coach. I've worked with hundreds of different people. I've tried every single approach out there. I think after 2.5 years, we can confidently say, without a question of a doubt, this is hands down the best health freaking protocol on the face of the planet. And we are partnered with the best freaking company on the face of the planet that actually cares about people, And I've been a part of a few of those too. And I get where the bad ooh-ha comes from, and I get where the sleaze and the slime comes from, because I almost didn't say yes. I almost didn't say yes again to my coworker who you guys met a few calls ago, Tammy. I was sitting across the desk with, and she's like, Jesse, come on. Like, she saw me slinging stuff. She saw me doing everything. And, I almost didn't say it because of that. And I'm just so proud, Sean. I'm so proud of the caliber of person that's showing up, the quality of the people, the lives that are being changed, how this movement is going. Is it going as fast as I want? If I'm going to be honest, I say hell no, because I want to touch millions of people. I know you told me in the beginning not to say that, but I'm going to keep saying it. I want to touch millions of freaking lives. I'm not kidding, right? And in order to do that, we have to keep showing up. We have to keep being strong. We have to keep being courageous, because we are a grassroots foundation. That's where we are right now. Even though we have the results, even though the science is there, even though thousands of lives have been transformed, the average advice out there is still ass backwards. I know, because I answer questions every day in Quora. I'm like, what is going on? I talk to doctors, I talk to nurses, I talk to so-called professionals. And I was like, I don't know what you're looking at, but you're not up to date with the most recent research. You're just not. I almost feel bad for people that tell me that they're vegetarian and vegan these days. The research is just so overwhelming, right? Hate me for that statement or not, but I mean, I'm going to stand in that truth. And again, the results speak for themselves. Thousands of lives have transformed. Kathy Martinez's life was radically changed for the better, because somebody had the courage to share with her in the beginning. And then that kept going, right? Her life was radically changed because somebody had the courage to share with her and encourage her to do something that was out of her comfort zone. We've all heard before that nothing good happens in a comfort zone, right? It's so freaking true. And I get that it's so hard, but that's why we got to keep showing up. And this all happened for Kathy because somebody just simply had the courage to share, right? Same thing with James, same thing with Robin. She said 8 years ago, I know of Robin as president of me, but I mean, she's crushed it in this industry, right? Like 8 years ago, life wasn't like that. And somebody had the courage to freaking share. So I want to mimic on you. I want to jump on your back. I'm going to piggyback on the gorilla, right? And I'm going to keep promoting that message. Get out there and share. It is not weird. It is not anything abnormal. Sean, do you have a credit card account?
Yeah.
Okay. In your app, when you open it up, does it not say, Sean, if you refer a friend, we'll give you $100?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you order Butcher Box online? The meat company. I do for the last 2.5 years. If I give them my link, you know what they give me? A whopping $30. If I refer somebody to my electric company, guess what? They're giving me a kickback now. If I sign you up to my cable company, they're going to give me a $50 Visa gift card. Oh, wow. Thank you. Well, we're giving much, much more, right? And it's not about that, but that's a pretty sexy benefit for a little bit of an extra, because look, the world's crazy right now. The world's crazy right now. Let's just be real. Okay. And people need help. People need the stuff. Like, I know for me, like, I don't have just Jesse. Like, I want to take care of generations. Like, it's much, much bigger than me, right? It's so much bigger. My daughter, my son, their kids, like, what's the legacy? And do you understand that can, I know it sounds so crazy and so scary, but people just understand that all starts with simply just having the courage to say yes to yourself and to keep showing up and saying yes to yourself. And then have the courage to share with other people. There's nothing weird unless you make it weird. There's nothing sleazy unless you're a sleazeball. There is nothing bad about this whatsoever. We are in one of the greatest times, especially with this company, with all the restructuring, with all this stuff, with the ER shred. We have people, like, I've never had the consistency of people showing up and having people a year and 2 years and so on, where you don't even have to call them. They're like, wait a minute, my next order, boop, 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 boop. Why? Because it's so effective. So it's like, all the pieces of the puzzle, Sean, in my mind, are there, right? We have the support. We have the plan. We have the realistic opportunity for people. We have the foundation of health. We have the products. They're constantly getting better. We're always looking. We're not done. Just so you guys know, we're not done. We're not even close to being done. That's the sexiest part to me. That's whereas if you have any inkling of an entrepreneur bug in you whatsoever, you lock into something like that, because the roots have already been laid. The tracks, like the ER shred is, right? The tracks are laid, and all we have to do is just be willing to pick ourselves up, put ourselves on the right track, and follow the leader. Right? Because it's all there for us. So like Robin said, borrow her belief, borrow my belief, borrow Sean's belief, borrow Kathy's belief now, which, by the way, over a year and a half ago, there was none. That's what's possible, right? And I can say that about hundreds of other people in this community now. Remember, Sean, I was one. You believed in me. You put my ass back on the tracks, right? Do you remember when you first met me? I was a loose cannon. I'm still a loose cannon, but I mean, I'm more controlled now these days, right? But I mean, do you remember that, right? And it's like, that's what's there. So I want to touch on all of that. Like, there's so much to touch on, but just know that you're in the right place. 2.5 years ago, when we started, we said we would still be here. Guess what? We are still here every single week for you, and we're not going anywhere. It's only getting bigger. It's only getting better. The bonfire is glowing. It is burning. It can be seen. I want it to be seen from the freaking space station, right? Like, right now it's good from the moon, but let's go to the freaking space station and let's get out there. And the only way to do that is if we just keep opening our mouths. We just keep going on. And again, have a look around. Have a look around. People need us. People freaking need what we have, whether it's just the nutritional side for their health, whether it's the financial opportunity, which is freaking amazing. You can't find anything like that anywhere with what we've just done. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist, right? So it's like, what do you want to tap into? What do you want your life to be? Seriously, close your eyes, envision, smell it, breathe it, taste it. Where do you belong to be in a year from now, in 3 years from now, in 5 years from now? And I'll look at this, Sean. Most people underestimate what we can accomplish in a year. And they very much underestimate what can be done in 3 to 5 years. And I just want to encourage you all to play the long game. Play the long game with your health, play the long game with your business, play the long game with your life. Because in the end, isn't that really what it's all about? Like for me, I envision myself at 100 years old, no shit, still hiking mountains, still going to the top of the world and experiencing that feeling that, gosh, if you've never been that high before, you've not experienced this, but it is just different. And that is what gets me going, right? So lock on to what it is that you want, but play the long game. Please play the long game. There is no right and wrong. Consistency in anything, whether it's the health side, the business side, the combination of it all. Consistency. And I know you can speak to that. Robin can speak to that. Anybody who has any success at all can speak to that. It's the consistency of showing up, right, Kathy? And doing the little things each and every day that seems so mundane that really takes your life to the next level. And I just hope and pray that every single person can kind of latch on to that and borrow from this amazing freaking community that we've all created. You know, I know you don't look at it as yours and I don't look at it as mine and Crystal's not hers. Like that's never been our freaking thing from day one. That's why anybody and their mother is welcome here. You know, and that's one of the most beautiful things. It's to me, I heard one team when I first joined and now I really sense that more than I've ever sensed it in 8 years of being here. And I'm so grateful for that. And each and every single one of you that hear this now or hear this later, you're all a piece of that. So latch on to that, take pride in that, you know, puff out your freaking chest a little more, knowing that you're a piece of that, a movement, something that's changing, radically shifting the lives of other people. That's something to be really proud of.
Thank you, Jesse boy. Loved it. Thank you so much. Appreciate you so much. And I love all you guys. Thank you for being here. It means a lot. You guys, if you'd like to invite someone that you know to come on our call, this call happens every 2 weeks or every other week. And then Jesse does his interviews, living the shredder lifestyle every other week. If you know anybody that you'd like to get on this call who would share their testimonial and become an ER Shred warrior with us, please let us know, because we want all the stories and we want to reach more and more people. So thank you so much, you guys. We love you. Good night.
Hey, don't forget my sandbox. If you know anybody that's been hanging around, you know, I like to share the long-term consistency piece, let's show people that this isn't a one-hit wonder. This isn't your mom and pops. This isn't your bro science, you know, stupid diet. Like this is about changing lives forever. If we got those stories, again, we got to get them out. We got to get them out. So don't be shy.
100%. Thanks, you guys. Good night.
Good night.